All right, Steven, I saw you arguing with Adin the other day. How do you feel about that conversation? Was that productive? Did that get your blood flowing?
Like, are you actually pissed at Adin other than the whole, coming after your family, doxing, and all that stuff?
Other than coming after your
Other
family,
than everything
are you upset at Adin Ross?
Other than...
No, but like...
Why was the panel last night treating Adin calling you the F-slur so casually? It was kind of... It's hard for me to understand that. I can understand it through a couple perspectives. One might be... it's hard to make sense of this. Either one, it's because Adin is super clouded in the... Is he still part of the WL community? And they don't want to like fight the WL community. Also, Adin's fan base is like very active and very evil. So maybe they don't want to get on the bad side of that. So that might be one part of it. A second part of it might be them not following or knowing anything about my personal life. So when he's like asking questions about like my breakup or my ex-wife or like cuck jokes or whatever, people think that's just like kind of a meme or who cares. And then when I make the Muslim jokes on him, people think it's like the worst thing in the world because I'm like being Islamo, fascist, phobic, or whatever the fuck, maybe. So they feel like him coming back on me and just like calling me a like 20 times in a row, you 40-year-old, like Jesus Christ. Maybe they felt that was fair. I don't know.
We go anywhere in public. Nobody knows who you are. Everyone knows who I am. So that's all I'm gonna say on that.
Yes.
Nobody
knows who I am. Everybody knows who's that one guy that they thought was gay from Andrew Tate's stream. That's literally the only thing knows about.
You're a 40-year-old. You're a 40-year-old. You're a 40-year-old.
Adin,
you're a 40-year-old.
That was kind of wild. That was funny. He like completely fucking snapped after I poked him in like two vulnerable spots. The the Andrew Tate thing and the viewpotting thing, he like broke completely. Did you have beef with him prior to that? He was coming for you from the start? No, we didn't have any beef. Actually, our last conversation was pretty friendly, but he's like not enough of a person to have strong opinions about anybody. He probably just follows the winds of his audience. And I'm sure Sneeko was probably texting him like, oh, ask Jesse about this or whatever. So like, yeah. Then he pouted like a child the rest of the podcast. Yeah, I'm guessing because of sorry. A guess. This is just a guess. I don't know. I have to, yeah. I could be making this up, but it feels like he is not used to getting pushback because so many people will suck up to him because he's a famous streamer. That's my guess. But I could be wrong on that too. Maybe he does get a lot of pushback from other people. But yeah, that's like a guess. He's not used to having anybody like actually push back for real. And as soon as I did that, he like basically lost his mind, which is kind of sad. I hate it when fucking people, especially like him, do this because it might have been like a fun convo. Like if he really wanted to go back and forth, I got a million Muslim jokes. I got a million Jew jokes for Adin Ross. I've got a million botting jokes, 10-year-old fan joke. I got so many different jokes that I could have used. It would have been really fun to run back and forth, but it's kind of boring when the other person just calls you like I get cucked like a million times. It's like, okay, well, I don't know what. Yeah, I mean, like, okay, if you want to say the same insults over and over again, right? You see how far them white jokes get you. we can do 8 Mile and I'll just use a whole bunch of new shit against you, yeah. But I don't know, it's cringe, I think. He said someone texted him not to talk while you were there, and then right when you left, he started talking shit again. Then after you came back, everyone was quiet again. Yeah, because I think that there were people probably texting him saying I doubt it was a manager saying don't like do this. It's not good for your brand. It was probably either Sneeko or other friends texting him saying like, hey, you look really bad and unhinged right now. You need to calm the down and chill because you look like a clown. So he probably decided to shut the up and chill, and then claim that it was like a sponsor or some bullshit. Yeah. He also claimed he had to go somewhere, but as soon as you left, he stayed for the rest of the pod. Yeah, he's just a right, yeah. Why do you assume Adin was in comms with Sneeko? Because aren't they friends and they chat? And like these guys are always like texting each other, like all these people whenever they're on shows and shit, so. My word for your own safety? 10-year-old attention span is usually pretty short, but obviously I don't want to tempt it that much. XXC practically begged you to stay, but you failed him. I had other shit that I wanted to do. And also, it did feel kind of weird. Again, me, okay, boundaries, so let me say this, okay, because I'm not like crying about it, but I'm literally sitting on a podcast with this loser piece of shit, like smiling and grinning into his phone as like my family members are getting spam phone calls, as pictures of my kid are being posted on his community. That's not just a random community on Twitter. That is Adin's community. He's a mod there, and he's got other mods posting like pictures of them with like Glocks or guns in their lap, you know, saying I'm gonna go and find Destiny and shit. And it's like that. It just feels weird. Like, why am I gonna sit here and play nice and pretend that like this is anything when yeah, when this is like really weird that this guy's like sitting here as his fan base of 10-year-olds are actually. And then also when I came back, he literally defended. He's like, yeah, you should get doxxed. You should, like, really, my family? That's unhinged, bro.
Oh, Adin's community should be spam report off the internet. Yeah, they've been posting pictures of my family and my address for the past 2 hours.
That's good.
Yeah, Adin's not doing shit. Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
Adin, come on, bro. Adin, come on.
You're Adin. You are fine. Adin, come on. Adin,
I have no control over that.
Adin, you're no Adin. Look at this. No. Listen, it's all part of the game. Listen, I appreciate it. Listen, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's fine. I'm gonna be looking for the high schoolers rolling up, okay, with their pistols or whatever. That's cool. I'm just saying, you can't call me a 50 times, get mad when I make one Wilson joke, then have your community try to dox me for 2 hours, posting pictures of my family, and then sit here and cry, and then say you're like a cry bull. Bro, you don't have to get some control of your life, okay? Jesus Christ. But anyway, have fun. I love you guys, okay? Now I'm going for real. Peace out.
You both. Hold up.
Right. Let me talk on this.
I can't control that, by the way.
What'd you take last night? Oh, just MDMA. Nick Merckx and others echoed that Adin got to be better than that, and then he conceded. Yeah, but I don't even like the phrasing of that. I haven't seen the clips, and I don't want to, because I don't want to get like more upset than I already am about how dumb that was. The idea of them saying like, Adin, you got to be the bigger man. Like, I'm the one that started it. Like, he's the one that got his feet in the mud first, and I just decided to roll around, you know, with him in it, and I'm fine with that. But then for them to be after, it's like, Adin, you got to be the bigger man, bro. You got to like stand up to the, like, don't just like, what the f*** do you mean the bigger man? This guy's the child that already started this entire fight. Why the f*** do I care? Or what do you mean be the bigger man? He's a loser. Like, and he always has been a loser. He probably always will be a loser. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's because he's a big content creator and people are soft to big content creator. Although I'm getting to be a bigger content creator too, but I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. It's cringe. I think it's cringe. But I think Adin should go take a trip to Canada. Yeah. Train did both sides start too. Yeah, because Train just wants like peace between people and shit. Yeah. Did you see the new Kanye rant that dropped? Yeah, I saw like 2 minutes of this. Just Kanye being Kanye. I don't care that much. He's just, yeah. XQC said unleash the goons on Destiny, then later said they didn't want to mess with DGG. Wait, really? Jesus Christ. 600 comments from 4 hours ago. Wait, really? Unavailable. Okay. True. Fucking true. Check the clip of you apologizing and listen to the aftermath. Oh, this was 2 hours ago. Nice. Destiny apologizes to Adin Ross.
Wait, can I apologize to Adin first, though, so that we're cool? Because I don't want to
apologize, because the shit you said about the Moscow was kind of fucked up.
It was fucked. I'll apologize for that. I don't know if you can hear me.
Wait, who said it was kind of fucked up? Oh, Tifu.
Might have me muted right now. I'm not sure.
He's not.
Adin, you ever muted?
I don't know if there's going to be a real one.
Oh, I'm listening.
Oh, okay, listen.
Look at him acting like he's like so disinterested. He's so cool. Like, fuck. I actually considered for a split second squashing it, but then like when I saw the way he was acting, I was like,
Adin, we had that conversation, okay, before. I think the best thing we could do is make the world a better place, and the best way we can do that is for you to fucking kill yourself. Love you. Bye.
See,
True and based. Myth calls you a rat after you leave. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have mentioned that like his community's been doxing me for literally like the past hour or two on. Yeah, fuck him. I don't care. Watch right after. How do I see from right after? Fuck. Is there a way to go to that time in the VOD? I don't know how to do it. Sorry. Here's the clip for the after.
You might have me muted right now. I'm not sure.
He's not.
The best thing we can do is make the world a better place, and the best way we can do that is for you to kill yourself. Love you. Bye.
See, I sniffed it out from that. I sniffed it out from the rat. No, there's no shot.
Adin, send the goons.
Send the goons after him, Adin.
I don't know what you were
Come on, man.
Oh, shit.
That shit's not gonna be real.
All right.
Well,
And
Aiden,
if
you
you
have
missed it, he
full-
did say he was
I had
sorry.
hope,
He
You
did
have
say he was
full,
sorry.
you have full
And
permission.
he apologized.
Do whatever you. Yeah, that was fucked up. I did not. I should have
Yes,
known better,
man.
but I did not
Bro,
think that.
Train, I don't care.
This is such a pussy move. I don't like that Train, he always does this thing where he's like, oh yeah, all these big streamers would get blah, blah. Train is just as guilty of it as a lot of other people though. Like when it comes to like sucking up to big streamers, it's super cringe. It's so fucking cringe. Like everybody will treat Adin, and I hate Adin too. It's like pretty girl syndrome where everybody treats you with kid gloves because they don't want to like piss you off because they're trying to simp for you. It's so cringe. Oh my God.
Now I can actually talk.
I think that's just Destiny's way of just saying I love you, right?
Like, look at that. Now I can actually talk. Why couldn't you talk before, pussy bitch? Like, or if you didn't want to fight with me, why the f are you like ragging on my relationships and everything? Like,
Yeah, it is.
Exactly. Yeah. He's a complicated
Wait,
guy.
can I
really
talk?
good way to
Can I
look
actually
at
talk?
it,
Can I actually talk now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have talked the whole time, but you were being a little fucking bitch about it.
true.
No, I actually got texts, Nick. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't talk.
No way.
Bullshit.
Okay, my bad.
Him and fucking Destiny were.
Oh my God. And he believes it right off the bat. I don't believe it. Jesus Christ. What a good podcast. So many clips. Don't forget you went back on after this. Oh, to talk about the doxing shit? Yeah, I don't know. And then he's like, I can't control my community, even though he's literally the moderator of that community, which means he can literally control that community, but he's 35 running the 2008 Bill Maher playbook, or Bill Maher playbook, like a 15-year-old who just discovered atheism. This is truly incredible. People don't get this. Destiny's joke borders pretty hard on Islamophobia. Bro, somebody said some shit. I don't know if this is some more horseshoe. I thought when we were atheists, I thought we hated religion. But now I'm worried that atheists didn't actually hate religion. Atheists just hated Christianity. Is that the case? That can't be the case from like 10 years ago, right? This is the TikTok ginger guy who said October 7th was its own attack. Oh. What do you plan to do this Christmas? I don't know. We'll see. Do you notice that LSF cycles between loving you and hating you? I think people's opinions of you largely cycle around who you're fighting. LSF, I believe, hates, I don't think they like any of the WO community anymore, and they definitely don't like Adin, right? Because the, I mean, they didn't like Bruce when he did his wacky shit, like, yeah. And then you guys have been a bit more active on LSF, so if I'm fighting Adin, I'm probably gonna get support there. Destiny, I think there's a difference between disregarding the belief in a higher power and actively hating someone's religion as well as insulting their culture. The only reason why I don't like their culture that's garbage and beneath mine and beneath me and objectively shit is because they can't keep it to them fucking selves. And I'm getting increasingly irritated by this. And it's getting very hard not to generalize it more and more and more because it bleeds into the other so easily. I wouldn't have any problem with Christians if they shut their fucking mouth and they keep their stupid shit to themselves, but they don't. They feel the need to preach it to everybody else and talk about how their lifestyles are the best and blah, blah, blah is the best and blah, blah, blah is the best. It's not. It lost. So we're heading towards an era of more secularism unless we get jihaded by all the fucking Muslims. Like, your religion is dated, right? It doesn't have the same explanatory powers it used to. It's a good crutch for weak people who need a big spiritual dude to guide them into the afterlife because they can't handle the messy realities of the world. I don't know. Whatever you want it to be is fine. Yeah, I'll be an edgy atheist, but it's not like the thoughts didn't stop. We just don't want to express them as much. But like cringe, like yikes, fam, yikes. Nishi said God is dead, okay? And Nishi is like at least 50 years old, so how are we still arguing about this? I don't understand how DoorDashers will just like spill everything, like with the utmost shamelessness. They'll deliver you like a bag with half your drink spilled in the bottom, and it's like, why? Why? Someone asked earlier, are there specific religions you don't care much for in comparison to Islam or Christianity? Anytime you're like, if you do your own thing and you want to do your own thing and you're cool with that, then that's fine. As soon as you start like trying to dictate to me how I'm supposed to live my life, then we have major problems. And that's going to exist on a sliding scale. Don't you think it's something you have to tip before you get the food? Here's a question. Can they see me tip before I get the food so they can at least do their shit better because they see that a tip is on the way? Do they do that, or... You're being a pushover? Okay, you know what? I'll do it. I'm going to give him a 3-star rating. This guy's whole career is about to be destroyed because of you guys, okay? Wow, man, he could just be having a bad day. Yeah, what if he is? What if it's just like a bad day for that dude?
You might not. I want to tell you this. I was in Israel, and I was talking to some Israeli and Palestinian peacemakers. And I said, I'm telling you the truth. I said, well, you know, the Great Mother doesn't choose sides. According to Avatar, the Great Mother doesn't choose sides. She's there to protect balance.
Yes.
She doesn't pick a winner. She protects balance. And do you
Yes.
know what the Palestinian and the Israelis in the room, do you know their reaction?
What they say. They thought about it.
They
That's
nodded.
good.
And I think it was because some of them had seen Avatar.
Yeah.
You might not, I want to tell you this. I was in Israel.
True. Okay. I buy it.
Yo.
Oh, hi.
How's it going?
It's going okay. I just want you to know, okay?
Bro.
What?
That was the longest piss you've ever taken.
Oh, yeah. I resisted the greatest temptation this morning, okay? I hope you're proud of me. Because you left your Discord logged in on the laptop that you gave back to me, and I logged out immediately.
There is nothing exciting in my
That's
Discord.
fine, but I was tempted to sit there for 2 hours and read every single message, and I didn't. So you're welcome. I just want credit for that, okay? It was a lot to overcome. If I wouldn't have been on my Vyvanse, I definitely would have read every single message. So, but I didn't, so there you go.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Also,
right.
if you had, it would have been a big waste of 2 hours.
Don't care.
All right, Steven, I saw you arguing with Adin the other day. How do you feel about that conversation? Was that productive? Did that get your blood flowing?
It was fun. I always like to knock people down a couple pegs who are arrogant as fuck and aren't used to having people shit on them, so I enjoyed it.
So my big question about Adin is how famous actually is he? Because I see his numbers, like for example, I go to his Kick. According to Kick stats, his peak viewers in the past 30 days are 120,000 live, which I think would make him the biggest streamer in the world, would it? I mean, that is a lot, right? Close to it, at least.
On Kick, yeah.
Yeah. But I go to his YouTube channel, and he's getting like 100 to 200,000 views a video. So there seems to be a big sort of disparity there between the amount of people that are watching him live and the amount of people that watch him after the fact. And I feel like that's probably I mean, Adin kind of alluded to this on stream as well, but is there some sort of bot thing going on Kick to this day that's like persistent?
Okay. Here's a lot of issues, okay? Ready? You can figure out how to weigh these appropriately. I don't know how to weigh these all appropriately, okay? Here's a lot of things to keep in mind, okay? Number one, right off the top, there is a lot of people that bot everything. It's ubiquitous in some of these communities, especially in communities with men with no honor or integrity who are desperately looking for clout and attention. So people like Sneeko, when you go on their Instagrams and you see that they've got like 3 million followers, but like 8 pictures, it's probably because they deleted every other picture and they're paying to boost the engagement on every single one so that it matches their follower count. But the followers aren't generally real. They're not really that popular, right? You're gonna tell me that these people are like hitting like A-list celebrity penetration.
Is that not a form of like fraud? Because if they're getting advertisers and stuff, like let's say they do a sponsorship and the advertiser's under the impression they're going to hit that many people, and it's all bots. I mean, shouldn't these people be held legally liable if they're like just inflating their numbers?
No, because once the advertisers do 1 or 2 deals, they'll realize that it's all bullshit. Also, you can never prove that they actually botted it. They could just say, well, somebody else botted it, right?
Once again, I just don't understand the botting from like a long-term, sort of perspective. I mean, these people, Adin Ross wants to have like a long career on YouTube or Kick, whatever.
Does he?
I assume. I mean, I think. No.
Not to sound like mean or derogatory towards young people, because I know you're a fellow young person. But for a lot of these people, right, they only see like in like 3 to 4 year horizons, right? The idea of having a career spanning 10 plus years is kind of out of reach of most people. They're not even thinking about that.
Well, then what the fuck would the plan be? Like, what is he going to do with himself?
Well, when you bot, you've got bigger numbers. It looks good, right? I don't want to be some loser on Twitter with like 200,000 followers. I want to have 1 million followers. So you bottom up, you look good, and then you tweet. And then more people see you with 1 million followers, and then you create like a... do you know what busking is?
No.
Sometimes you go out and play for money with a horn. You go out to the street, you play, you open your case, you throw in like $30 on your own because when people see money in there, they want to donate more money. Yeah. And then they do... and I think streamers are the same. It's why they fake donos. It's why they bot engagement, because if you've got, one guy with 1,000 viewers and another guy with 10, you're going to watch the guy with 1,000 viewers, even if his real viewership is only 5. But like now he gets another real viewer because he's got the numbers. So a lot of people do that, I think. I know a lot of OnlyFans girls that do it, a lot of streamers that do it, yeah.
But eventually, the real viewers are just going to run out within just a few years, and they're only going to be left with the bots. They're going to be, I mean, just at the fucking bottom. I mean, even Adin Ross, I mean, someone who, I mean, I'd say probably a year ago, he probably peaked. He seems to be kind of on a downward trend now. I mean, once again, like, this guy is like way more famous than I am, right? Way more famous. His name alone carries a lot of weight. He has 4 million subscribers on YouTube. His channel is like doing the same as my second channel, which has like not even 300,000 subscribers. And I don't know if it's more difficult to bot on YouTube, so maybe that's why. But it just doesn't seem like there's as much interest in these guys. It seems like a lot of it is completely inflated, basically.
Maybe, but that's one aspect, was the botting part. A second aspect is viewership can be hyper-specific to certain types of platforms, and it's worth noting that as well. You could have somebody that legitimately has 5 million real followers on TikTok that have enjoyed TikTok things in the past, and either one, they've stopped watching because TikTok fans are very transient, they come and go, or two, they like watching the short form content on TikTok, but when this person posts YouTube videos, they get 5,000 views. And it might just be the fact that that audience doesn't translate very well from TikTok over to YouTube.
Well, TikTok is so fleeting. So obviously that's one example. I mean, TikTok is, I mean, like a million views on TikTok may as well be like one person in a room watching you. Like most of those people probably just swipe past and clicked on your shit on accident. But if you look at the translation from, let's say, like a streaming site to YouTube, I mean, let's take someone like Asmongold, who is a pretty big streamer. You check his YouTube, things seem to check out, right? Someone like XQC, pretty big streamer. You check his YouTube, things seem to check out. And he's certainly doing way better than Adin is. And that's across the board for all these guys. And then you have Adin Ross, who, I mean, supposedly is getting an average of 50,000 viewers live, which I think is higher than both of the people I just named. And he's peaking at 120, 130,000 live, which is astronomical numbers. Like, I don't know. I don't know if most of the top streamers in the world ever hit that number. Like, he is so up there. Yeah. And yet you go to his YouTube and it's just fucking dead. I mean, his Twitter is popping whenever he tweets once in a blue moon. I mean, his Instagram gets a bunch of likes, but he doesn't really post there much either. But then you go to his YouTube channel and you'd think, like, even just the name Adin Ross in the title should be getting like an unreal amount of views in my mind. I mean, at least a million a video, right?
Yeah, possibly. But then again, there's two questions. One is we don't know how much of his other platforms are botted, number one. And then number two, it's still hard to tell how much of a carryover there is from his audience from one platform to the next, right?
I know it's hard to tell, but I know it should be more. I know it should be
possible. I wouldn't bank on that being incredibly obvious. I would say that. There were a lot of streamers that had 30, 40, 50,000 viewers that put almost no effort into their YouTubes. So you'd have people with 30, 40,000 concurrent viewers and you check their YouTubes. I just checked Mizkiv's. He's pulling like 3 million views a month. That's not much.
That's fair, but I mean, Adin's team clearly, I mean, they're putting out like a half-hour to 40-minute video once or twice a week on his YouTube channel, so it's pretty consistent uploads, and it's every single one is with like a popular person. So it'll be like Adin Ross goes on with iShowSpeed. iShowSpeed is super famous. You'd think that would do better. Only 300,000 views in 2 weeks. Another one with iShowSpeed, 250K in 2 weeks. Adin Ross and Tfue. That one has 120K views. Adin Ross visits Drake's mega mansion. Okay, Drake's house. 160K. Like it just doesn't seem to add up in my mind that these are the numbers these people are getting, and so I can only assume that Adin Ross's name actually means way less to the average person than I initially thought, or maybe just than it did a year ago. Because even a year ago, I mean, his channel was doing way better. He was, averaging close to 1 million.
Sure, all possible things.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe he's just completely fallen off. But I was also under the impression that he was popular, kind of not because of the red pill thing. I mean, he did come up with that, but I mean, he was popular before that for like LeBron James' sons or whatever, playing with him on fucking GTA and all that stuff, hanging out with rappers, celebrities, I don't know, maybe Ice Spice twerked on him a little bit. So that kind of stuff probably, I mean, in my mind, he had more longevity than someone like Sneeko, who only blew up on streaming from this red pill kind of stuff.
Maybe.
And Sneeko is like just completely shallow.
Yeah, but no. I think Sneeko has a way stronger long-term audience than Adin Ross ever will. 100%. There's another thing that happens with Adin Ross. All of these are factors, by the way. I'm not telling you what percentage weighs into any of them. They're just all factors I know that can influence things. Another thing with Adin Ross you have to consider is Adin Ross has very, 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 very high recognition because of how much time he spends like participating in other communities or like bouncing off of kind of like pop culture stuff. So whether it's with rappers or I think athletes or shit like that. So that gets them like really high name recognition, but that might not drive a lot of viewership. Another really good example of this recently might be like Nick Fuentes, you know, seeing like Donald Trump and all of that, lots of name recognition, but doesn't always translate to high viewership because people recognize the name and see you when you're like participating with their celebs, but they're not going to ever go seek you out on their own. Another really good example of this is Pokemon. If you look at Pokemon's analytics right now, she's not really like, she's kind of an okay-ish size streamer, I think, like decently big. She might still pull 5-figure viewership. I'm not sure. YouTube channel's pretty dead. Socials don't get as much engagement. I think her Instagram does okay. But when you're trying to figure out like, well, what happened to Pokemon? Why does it seem like she's like so insanely popular? It's because the name recognition is really, 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 really high, but that doesn't always translate to viewership across platforms.
Yeah, well, you're right. I thought she was like way bigger than she is. She's averaging like 9,000.
Yep, less than 10,000 viewers now, basically. Yeah.
There's a big difference between views and engagement.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean by that?
I learned about this after I switched into my advertising role, that like we would go after influencers with millions of followers and even millions of views, and then we would look at the actual conversions on the back end, and there would be no sales. So one thing you could kind of look at to check, Destiny mentioned this a little bit before, was how many brand deals has Adin had in the last 6 months? I think the number is 0.
Yeah.
Well, apart from Steak, I guess.
That doesn't count. Because essentially
wait, real quick. Does he even have a deal with Steak?
I mean, doesn't he gamble?
I don't know.
Him gambling?
Wait, yes, yeah, he does. He
okay.
does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, I do want to say, Devin, though, just to add to that, though. I mean, wouldn't you expect a streamer to have relatively high engagement relative to other people? Because
you would think so.
I mean, the audience is like the audience is like more loyal. They're all there, especially like Adin, who's known to have like a super toxic, rabid fan base. I mean,
Let me tell you a tale. So we used to believe that the conversion from Twitch calls to action would be like, it makes sense, right? Like if Destiny right now shouts out my website, you would think like some people would hit it. So that's true. That'll happen, right? Like, for example, like we shouted out the website on the Scuff podcast. I think there was something like 90,000 viewers. I take issue with Kick's quotation marks view, so we could talk about that. But let's say there was 90,000. The website at that moment got 450 hits, right? So there is this initial push, and then that's what causes us to like psychologically say, oh, like we're getting way more audience on things like Twitch and things like that. But if you actually look at the distributed stats across like YouTube, Instagram, calls to action there, YouTube is on average about 18 times more effective. So if I tell you to do something in a video, like go here, buy this thing, this is the affiliate code, you're 18 times more likely to engage with that than you are on a live stream.
That's extremely surprising to me.
I know. I was blown away. I would not have believed that if I had not.
I would think it would be completely the
deals,
inverse, because in my mind, like the amount of streamers I watch is so low that if I am watching them, I'm probably an actual fan of them, and I'm going to be more engaged with what they're doing, and it's more likely I'll buy one of their products. For YouTube, like I watch a lot more YouTube, and it's also more passive, so I'll watch it in the background. I'm not necessarily a fan of that person. It's just like, oh, I'll throw this on. And I thought that's how literally everyone viewed it.
Well, I think one of the things that Destiny was just saying too was the idea of a person in someone's head is different than like having a fan and being a fan of that person. So if you look at if you think of like an explosion, like the ground zero would be like your core base of fans. And then everything that goes out from that might be people that are like, oh, I've heard of that person, or I have like, what we call impressions. Like I have an impression of that person, meaning like they're in my headspace, but I don't really know what they do. And so I think Adin has been attached to a lot of big activations and big people, but he himself isn't like part of that core explosion. Like he does have a dedicated fan base, but like to your point and to Destiny's, I think it's not nearly as large as people think. Which is the case for most influencers, yeah.
Also, keep in mind that the way that people engage on certain products is a lot different too. If I were to do an ad and I were to try to sell my audience like a backpack or something, like maybe I'll get like 100 sales or something. It depends, I guess, on what kind of backpack specifically we're talking about. But even if I don't do a call to action, and even if I don't advertise a single fucking thing, if I play like a new little indie game on my stream, I might have 500 plus fans that pick that indie game up because they see me playing it. So like the ways that audiences engage with like versus like somebody that does like a call to action on a YouTube channel about like history might say, go play Lords Mobile. I think their conversion on that might be lower than if the products are more relevant to their audience as well. But,
right. Another question that I have, just as a follow-up to something you said, is you said you think Sneeko has a lot more long-term potential than someone like Adin Ross. Could you elaborate on that?
Sneeko has done a really good job at building a really strong brand in terms of who he is. So he's put in the work for the past 10 years. And Sneeko, generally, from what I've seen, I haven't followed as much recently because he's a piece of shit, but it seems like Sneeko does a really good job at building relationships with other influencers or talent and then engaging with them in a very Sneeko-like way. Whereas, and again, this is all on very, very little viewership, okay? It looks like when Adin Ross, like here's the difference. If I'm a huge fan of Sneeko, okay, I want to see Sneeko talk to somebody who I'm also a fan. I want to see Sneeko and Drake engage with each other because I think they're going to have like a back and forth. I think Sneeko's going to kind of ask some questions. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. If I'm a fan of Adin Ross and he interacts with a celeb, I think he's just going to kind of fanboy and like say nothing and be kind of retarded, and that's it. Like I don't think he's going to grow any fan base or like drive like real engagement or interest in the interaction. That's just the feeling I get from the outside. You can tell me if you've seen difference and you feel differently. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So to me, when you say something like Sneeko's built a brand over the past 10 years, in my opinion, he built like a brand for 8 years and then completely just like dropped that to do this new sort of Adin Ross impression he's been doing over the past 2. Where he reacts to shit in like a retarded way, has no critical thinking skills, has no introspection, self-reflection, and that's like what he's done basically since he started streaming. And before that, he was building a brand that was actually cool and special, and now it just kind of sucks. And in my opinion, that brand has way less longevity because it's inherently tied, I mean, at least right now, to a political, cultural movement, whatever you want to call it, the red pill thing, that's dying. I mean, it is dying, and there's no doubt that his viewership is probably suffering as a result of it.
I don't think Sneeko's tied to the red pill stuff anymore. I think he's pretty out of it now.
Okay, so then what is the appeal of him, if not that?
Because he's Sneeko. He's an interesting, unique character, even if he's retarded sometimes.
Is he interesting?
Right?
He just seems so two-dimensional now.
Does he?
Was interesting.
Sneeko has a very, whether you like him or hate him, bro, I hate him more than you do. I don't know how much you hate him, but I promise you I hate Sneeko more than you.
I don't hate him that much.
Oh, okay, I hate him a lot. Okay, but he's an interesting person to listen to. Like, how many other people in the red pill space, regardless of how dumb their thoughts are, how many of them would have a 2-hour conversation with Dr. K, right? But like, I mean,
not
many.
True, but I feel like when I listen to that conversation, I feel like he's going down a retard dialogue tree.
A little bit, but Dr. K did a good job at breaking him open. But I'm just saying that, like, I'm not going to sit here and say he doesn't go down retard dialogue trees and shit like that. I agree with you. But he still, like, is exploring other collabs. Watching a Sneeko X whoever collab is infinitely more interesting than watching Adin pretend to be gay around another celebrity. Like, it's just boring as fuck. I don't know why. Like, here's the thing. I think if you're honest with yourself, I think you would agree with me here. I can watch Sneeko and go, I get why people watch this guy. Makes sense. When I watch Adin, I have no idea. I truly don't understand. Unless the fan base is significantly younger than what I'm can empathize with.
I would say that I get both of them, probably. Yeah,
really? Okay. I can't, unless you're 14, I don't understand the Adin Ross thing at all. I don't know what you're watching for.
I mean, when he sniffed Andrew Tate's chair, that was epic. That was hilarious.
Okay, well, also, to be fair, you're 20 years old, aren't you? So you might be.
Okay, with the ages. And
so maybe you're closer. You're closer, okay? Because you're 5 years, okay, from like being 15. I'm 20 years from being, I think, 15. Yeah. So I can't.
Turkey, relax. Turkey, relax. Thank you for acknowledging my presence, though.
You're welcome. What's up, buddy? What'd you come in here for?
I don't know. I heard a certain guy shit talking, one of the greatest streamers of all time, at least in the modern age, Adin Ross. I don't know why you do that.
Oh shit! Well, listen. Here we have a fan in the flesh. What do you think? What are like the main draws when you're watching Adin Ross? Like, what are you watching for?
Okay, first of all, I'm not a fan. Second of all, just because I'm not a fan, I don't also ignore the shit that they've done. First of all, prior to what they're doing recently, which to be honest, every streamer that has made a lot of money has become shit content pretty much. But prior to all this shit, that guy was very much one of the best streamers on Twitch. The content that he did with all the Adin Ross, absolutely. Back in the pandemic when he was fucking pulling 100K streams, bringing on rappers, like generally
he's bringing on famous rappers, talking to celebrities, reacting to shit, and talking about what's going on the internet. He's getting swatted all the time, so there's drama. Like, it was crazy.
No, it's not even about the drama. It's not even about the drama. It's about the interaction. It's about how easy it was. It was even his fucking GTA server, the SSB shit. Like, that guy did so much, and not only that, he also, I'd say, he laid the groundwork for guys like Speed, guys like Kai. Like, he put on a lot of.
So here's like a question, okay? Do you think that, like, because when I look at Kai Cenat, Okay, I would never watch Kai's content. Okay, it's just not for me. But I totally understand why he's at the level of fame he is. Why people like his shit. I get it 1,000,000%.
That's fair.
I don't understand, like, comparing Adin Ross and Kai just seems so weird to me. Because for Kai Cenat, when he brings on like celebs and shit, it's gonna be like a funny time. It's gonna be a funny experience. He's got like, Kai, love him or hate him, I said the screaming shit he does, but he's like got a very boisterous, bombastic personality. It's fun to like watch him do shit. Adin is like a charisma black hole. He legitimately looks like the kid that was 16 years old who would pretend to take like pictures of other boys' asses in the showers to pretend that he was gay, but then later on you would find out that he actually was gay and was getting off to it the whole time, but was too short. Like that, I'm not serious. Like that's what Adin Ross's whole personality to me seems like. He just doesn't seem like funny or interesting at all. He's just like this little giggly weird kid in the background. Whereas Kai, I totally get. I know why people watch him, even if I wouldn't watch it personally. I'm just trying to figure out like what are like the like what are some iconic streams he did, or like what are some things? Yeah, I'm just curious. Yeah, I'm legitimately asking.
The Keemstar moment. The Keemstar moment. Have you seen that? It's epic.
What Keemstar moment?
When Keemstar goes on a stream and he asks Adin Ross about his crypto scam, and the entire room goes silent. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't actually.
Destiny, have you not seen that? I need to send you this. Hold on.
Well, I gotta say this. With Kai pretty much took it to the next level. Like he does the shit that Adin did, but he does it way more consistently, and he doesn't do it in a way that's like distasteful to some. Because I'd say with Adin, like he did a lot of gay
creators of all time. Yeah,
100%.
Wait, who?
And I actually put Speed there. Kai, he said Kai.
Oh, okay.
I put Speed there as well. Oh, even though like some people don't like Speed, I think those two guys. I don't watch them, but I also recognize the amount of work that they put in, especially Kai. The shit's awesome. And Adin did that shit. It's just that he did the gay jokes, which I think maybe you didn't like. That's why you didn't tune in. Like he does what Kai's doing today.
He's homophobic.
No, it's not. No. When I say gay jokes, I don't necessarily mean that like he's like listen, I love a good gay joke, okay? But I'm saying it just seemed like his whole thing was just like sitting there making like really juvenile whatever jokes in the background, but he wasn't like adding much. Like, if I'm a big fan of Adin, am I really excited to see Adin collab with somebody else? Like, is there going to be some cool, interesting, unique things that come out of that?
Prior to Adin, there wasn't a single streamer that was able to pull in these A-list celebrities, these rappers that were seen as like completely, because Twitch really blew up during the pandemic. So prior to then, people viewed these social media creators, especially streamers, and these like rappers, actors, whatever, like two complete different groups of people that there was no fucking connection whatsoever. And then Adin started bringing these people on, and he was so fucking comfortable with them, and he took them out of their element. You got to realize these people are rappers. These people, like when it comes to homophobic, whatever the fuck this gay, that gay, and he took them to that place constantly, and he did it in a way that was humorous. He did it in a way that like made them engage, and he opened the door to people like Kai to have Nikki on, to have 21 on, to have all these guys on, because now they realize, holy shit, these streamers are pulling in insane numbers. If I go on their stream, I give them 2 hours of my time, all of a sudden my fucking like record is selling 10-20% more. So he was the guy that actually genuinely started that shit and just made streamers look dope to the mainstream guys. So that's what he did. I don't know why you want to fucking undersell the guy. Okay, maybe these days all he does is fucking steak and pretty much like no content.
He's gotten lazy.
But he's gotten lazy after he's made his money. But holy shit, there was that 1 year stretch that nobody could touch him. It's like what Kai's going through right now. But Kai took it. I think Kai took it to the next level too. But it's pretty much what Kai's doing right now. That's what I'd say.
All right. Well, now that we put some respect on Adin's name, I'm gonna get out of here. Destiny, be sure to watch that clip. It's gonna tickle you. I'll see you guys. Bye.
Be careful.
Like, are you actually pissed at Adin other than the whole, coming after your family, doxing, and all that stuff?
Other than coming after your
other
family,
than everything,
are you upset at Adin Ross?
Other than
no, but like, this is not new to you though. I think. I know this is not new to you, but it feels like I don't think I've seen you like open the stream next day and like bitch at the person.
What do you mean bitch at the person?
They are.
Oh, bro, you're an Adin Ross.
I'm not an Adin Ross fan.
I just have to remember that. Yeah, you have no concept of anything. No, like you came in here, you argued with me for weeks. You argued. No, I'm not angry, but like you argued with me for so long, saying like if you draw a picture of Muhammad, if you go and get killed for that, then that's your fault because you should understand how sensitive that is. And then Adin Ross goes in on my whole family out of nowhere. What do you mean? No, of course. Of course I don't like him. He's a loser.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You say it's out of nowhere. He told you just because he disrespected his friend's religion.
No,
and then you
hold on.
replied
No. He started the entire show off going in on me personally. It was all him. He started everything.
Wait, hold on. What did he say in the beginning?
We were like 20 minutes into the show, and out of nowhere, he interrupts because he can't contribute to any conversation that isn't about him because he's a retard. He interrupts what we're talking about. He's like, Destiny, so just curious, what happened to your relationship? What's like, do you ever watch your wife get fucked? Like, out of nowhere. Probably because he got a text from his other friend Sneeko or some shit. Like, so no, he 100% started all of that. And if you want to fight over shit like that, then fine, fuck it, let's do it. But for him to start all of that, and then for him to sit there and stew like some whiny baby who's upset because his boyfriend showed up with a 6-inch dildo instead of the 12-inch one he's normally used to is unbelievable. And then for him to spend the next hour giggling there like a little retard while his entire community is like spam calling my family and like going in over and over again and like dox the fuck out of me on a community that he moderates. No, that dude can off himself, and he should. It would make the world a better place.
But no retaliation on your end whatsoever. I seen the Reddit. I seen your mods be like, guys, please, no retaliation, nothing.
What do you mean no retaliation? What do you mean by retaliation?
So you say you wanted to take down the community.
Yeah, that community should be spam. I encourage everybody. Yeah, community should be spam reported and banned. Absolutely, of course. That's not even a hot take. What do you mean? We're like so far. It's not like for racial slurs or for harassment. It's a community full of people that are posting pictures with guns saying they're gonna come kill me, and then posting pictures of my family and trying to post my address and phone number. Yeah, that whole community should be nuked off the internet. Yeah, of course. I 100% fully endorse and encourage the reporting of people that are doxing people online and posting pictures of weapons and posting pictures of family members. Of course, absolutely.
Okay, so did you just give DGG the green light to go ahead and do that?
You already have the green. Yeah, what do you mean? Of course. What do you? Yeah, that's unhinged. That's insane. We already spam reporting shit last night. Yeah, that was wild. It's so far over the line.
I'm surprised it's still up if that's the case.
Yeah, well, Twitter, for some reason doesn't like to take down anything.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Holy shit! After Elon took over Twitter, god damn, like every other post is somebody's head getting blown off. And I swear to God, I'm not looking these things up. I can't handle that shit. It's too much. But I don't know what the fuck is going on with Twitter, but fuck me, dude. And it's so weird because you could get banned for like the stupid reason. Actually, hold on. I want to pull this up real quick. Because my account that one of your fucking asshole fans got banned, by the way, that just got unbanned, thank God, right? When I applied for the unbanned whatever, I did it like 10 times, didn't get unbanned. But then I saw some exploit or whatever and the exploit read like this. Hold on, let me read it. Okay, hold on. Elon and us loyal fans will destroy woke. X is where woke goes to die. The woke culture is a danger to our kids, but Elon will save us from the woke mind virus. We stand with Elon, especially against the woke hive mind. I put that in my unbanned application. I got unbanned in 10 minutes. I don't know what the f is going on with Twitter, dude, but yeah, shout out Elon Musk, other than the gore shit.
Nice.
Other than that, did you enjoy the Scuff podcast?
Yeah, I thought it was fun, except for Adin being a huge baby. Yeah, most of the other people there they're fun to chat with, even if I don't agree with them on much. Mo is always fun to chat with. Nick Merckx is a funny dude, even if I disagree with almost everything he says.
He's a really interesting guy.
Yeah, Train can be funny, X can be funny. Yeah, Myth can be funny, yeah.
So you was just mad at Adin that he wasn't able to like go back and forth because he's the one who started it pretty much.
Well, he got really nasty and really personal really fast. And then when I clapped back, he turned into an actual bitch-made pussy and just sat there for an hour stewing. And then it's like, well, me, did I just like ruin the vibe of the podcast because this limp fucking loser decided to, go in on my family and was upset when I clapped back with the weakest insult I've ever delivered in my entire life? Yeah, of course it was fucking annoying.
I mean, actually, it was pretty weak compared to the shit that you do. Actually, the whole thing that you said, you know what? He said that his manager or Train or both.
He lied.
Was that true?
I think what happened was I think Sneeko or another one of his friends DM'd him and said, hey, you look like a loser because Destiny's clowning on you like a motherfucker. You're too retarded to ever open your mouth to anybody over the age of 17, so you should probably shut the up and wait for him to leave so that your curly-haired ass doesn't look like any more of a retard than you already made yourself look like. I think that was the text message he got, and he was like, you know what, that's a really good point, Dad. And then he shut his phone off and he just sat there for an hour.
Would you want to have a conversation with him again?
No. Why? What would be the point?
When you left, did you leave because like you just had to leave, or was you like, this shit, I don't want to be around?
I told Train before, and I had a friend over. I wanted to do drugs last night, and I had like shit in the morning, so I couldn't stay until like midnight.
He said it in the beginning of the show.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, way before.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait, did you just say? I think I misheard you. Did you just say I had a friend come over because I needed to take drugs that make me shit in the morning, so I had to leave?
No,
Or,
I had shit in the morning, so I had a 9 a.m. interview today, and I wanted to do stuff last night, so I didn't have time to stay until 2 a.m. do drugs, go to sleep at 7 a.m., wake up at 9 a.m. Like yeah.
Okay, I thought the homie dropped off laxatives or whatever. Okay.